Hello everybody out there and welcome to my new channel. Welcome to my first video. My name is Chris and you're here with me as we talk about my YouTube story. Now I say that because while this is my first video here on this channel, I have been on YouTube for many years and I have and still work on several channels here on YouTube. So I thought what better way to kick this channel off than to talk about my YouTube story. From the very first video ever that I was in on YouTube, all the way through to today's video that you are watching, my first video on my new channel. Now, first of all, before we get into any of that, once again, welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. If you were here before I did this video, if you subscribed when I talked about and promoted this channel, thank you. If you are here just finding this video now and are considering subscribing, which I hope you do, thank you for being here with me. And if you're somebody who's watching this video from years down the line, first of all, hello from the past. But thank you for being here. Hopefully you'll subscribe. Hopefully you will enjoy the stuff that is on this channel. I'm not going to be talking about what's going to be on this channel much. I might talk about it at the very end. But this video, I thought, is the perfect way to start this channel. Is to talk about my journey from the very beginning to now. So, to kick this off, we're going to go back. We're going back to pre-2010s, maybe right before the 2010s. I think it was about 2006 or 7. Myself and my brother got together and we created a channel. And that channel was called New Age DX, which then turned into Brooklyn Boys 69, which we then shut down. We shut it down for reasons that we made the channel to make reply videos DX style. For those of you that don't know what D-Generation X is, it's a wrestling group that play the bad guy role sometimes, and they like to make funny jokes on people, and we did only a couple of videos like that towards videos that were getting a lot of heat for whatever reason, and really quickly we realized that is not who we wanted to be if that was what we were going to do on YouTube. So we shut those channels down, and that's part of the history that's like so history that it doesn't exist anymore. However, a year later, myself and my brother decided, let's try again, but let's do our channel our way. So we created a channel called Brooklyn Boys 13. Keeping Brooklyn Boys, changing the number, and what we did was, any New Age DX video we did that was just a skit video, we decided to re-upload those first. So we did a couple of those, and throughout the first, I'd like to say, year or two, we recorded everything on this camera. It is a Sony Cybershot from way back. As you can see, there's some wear and tear on this poor camera. This camera has been put to sleep a long time. Well, I don't want to say put to sleep. That's so mean. This camera has been put to rest a long time ago. A long time ago. But all of the videos from the first year, if not a little bit more, came from this beautiful little silver camera here. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys. I don't even think it could be a clip because it was a short video. This was my first ever video on YouTube.
Hello, this is D-Generation X with an important announcement. We've just found out that Vince McMahon's plane has been delayed. It's on fire! Quick, everybody! Stop, drop, and roll! Stop, drop, and roll! Stop, drop, and roll! Stop, drop, and roll! Yeah. So, since Vince is going to be delayed today, we would like to announce that we are personally taking over Raw. Thank you. And we got 2 words for you. Suck it!
Hey, shut it off.
Shut it up!
And that's insane because that was the very first appearance of myself and my brother, of course. But Michael was behind the camera during this video, and we went on from the New Age DX skits. We did several different commercial reenactments. We did several other skits from other popular cartoons, shows. We did lip syncing. We've done gameplay. We still do. I talk about all this in the past tense, and I fail to I failed to mention that Brooklyn Boys 13 is very much still an active channel. It's not as active as it used to be, but it's still active. Now, myself and my brother, we got together every Saturday with our friends, and we recorded a whole bunch of videos every single week. And we posted them. We didn't have scheduling back in this days, because this is back in the early 2010s. So there was no scheduling. You either uploaded it or you waited to upload, and we just uploaded all of our videos in bulk. And every weekend we had a video series. We had a video set, and we did it every single weekend, and we did that for a very long time. Come 3 years down the line, my brother had his own channel. My brother's friend Kevin had his own channel. And several other people who were in the Brooklyn Boys group had their own channels. So everybody kept asking Michael and myself, Chris, when are you going to get your own channel? And I, for a long time, felt that Brooklyn Boys was my channel. That was where I mained. So I didn't really see a reason to make my own channel if I was always on Brooklyn Boys. But I forget why exactly. I think we were getting to our anniversary on Brooklyn Boys, and I decided to surprise everybody and create a channel. And so Dark Avenger C86 was created. By the way, I did not make this channel based off of the Dark Avengers comic. At the point in time when I created this channel, I didn't even know the Dark Avengers existed. I based my name off of the Dark Knight, which was Batman, and the Avengers for Marvel, so DC and Marvel, C, Chris, 86, the year I was born. So that's what I went off of. I didn't go off of the actual comic series, which was kind of funny, because when I started my comic reviews, I didn't review any of the Dark Avenger books. But anyway, so I created the channel, and I made the announcement, not only on Brooklyn Boys, but on my own channel. And I'm going to share, this one was long, so this one I'm going to share a bit of a clip of with all of you. Yes, guys, it's true. I am the Dark Avenger. This is going to be my own personal independent site from my group page, which is Brooklyn Boys 13 for those of you who do know me, and for those of you who don't know me, hi! And anyway, for about a year and a half now, I've been working on Brooklyn Boys 13, and I've been getting tons of messages. Chris, why don't you make your own profile? So, what can you expect on my Dark Avenger page? Well, you can expect, just like Brooklyn Boys, a random assortment of everything. I mean, anything I can do, you guys will be seeing it. Just like Brooklyn Boys, don't think I'm taking away from Brooklyn Boys. These will be my own personal random clips. So, you don't have to worry about that. But, like I said in my trailer, it is going to have a little bit of a focus on superheroes. And so it began, my journey as a comic reviewer, because soon after doing that intro, I did do one game walkthrough, which was the Ghostbusters Xbox 360 game, and it was a blast to play that. And again, Ghostbusters is now a comic book as well, so I did the Ghostbusters gameplay, and then right away I went into comic reviews. I did an intro video, which I considered basically a episode 0, and then I went on and now am at 469 comic reviews. 469 consecutive weeks I did comic reviews. But before that, now that's my journey as far as Dark Avenger C86. In the middle of all of this, I would like to think after 200, like I would say maybe closer to 250, YouTube had a glitch. And at this time, I had gained the ability to upload videos longer than 10 minutes. And something happened to a lot of our channels, so a lot of people's channels, and it happened to mine, and I lost that ability. And my reviews were way longer than 10 minutes. So the only way to go around that was to create a new channel. And that's what I did. I created a channel called Dark Avenger Inc. And what happened was, I was so pissed off that this hit my channel. And this was before I found out that it was really a glitch that was going to get worked out at some point. I thought it was permanent because it went on for about 4 weeks almost. I put out a tweet because I was on Twitter at the time, and I said, you know what? I'm going to open this channel, but I don't want to go it alone. I'm looking to build something more. And that's when I made the YouTube video, I'm looking for people. And anyone who was interested in doing a group channel, I said, reach out to me and we'll talk. Now, before Dark Avenger Inc., I did create another comic community channel. We had an amazing Gen 1 comic community, and I wanted to bring everybody together and have a channel where we can all be ourselves. And there was no rules, there was no set boundary of you have to upload a video a week or anything. It was when you want, if you want, and how you want. And really quickly I found out that was not the way to run a group channel. Everybody should have at least had one video a week. But with Dark Avenger Inc., I decided to change that to at least one video a week from whoever joined. This way we keep it active, we keep it going. So I was looking for dedicated people. And that's when Mike Spiderslayer reached out to me. And that's when the channel officially started. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole rundown of what happened with Dark Avenger Inc., which then became Frontline, because that story has been told many, many, many times. And it is a wonderful story of finally making a family outside of my own. I found my family outside of my blood family. And I love each and every one of the people I work with on Comic Frontline. And each one of them I see, there's so much, how would I put this exactly? Let me put it to you this way. And I'm going to talk about them in the way we work together order, how they started, when they started. So Mike Spiderslayer, in him I see the passion that I had. I always saw the passion that I had, and he still has that passion for YouTube and making videos to this day. His passion really stood out for me. With Kat, Comic Uno, and Mike Spiderslayer, Comic Corner 2.0, by the way. Kat, Comic Uno always reminded me of the sister I never had and always wanted. And she also, another visionary and another person that always was encouraging of anything, not just from me, but from all of us, any of us. She was always that encouraging little sister that you wanted to strangle sometimes, but at the same time you loved her to death because she always means well, and she's behind all. She was behind when I mentioned about doing this channel, and she thought it would be a great change for me. And we're going to get into what happens with Dark Avenger C86 later, but after that's Brant. Brant is my brother from another mother. There are so many similarities between us. He is a visionary. I looked up to him before joining Dark Avenger Inc., Comic Frontline. He runs a podcast called Zone 4 Podcast, and he's a creator, and nobody at the time knew that I was a writer, like a writer, and he had his own comics, and I idolized Brant because he did all the things I could only wish I could do. And when he joined Comic Frontline, we snapped real quick as friends, and we do a lot of things together, and that includes writing, which we're going to get to later on. We're going to follow the timeline, and I look up to Brant like a big brother. I mean, and Mike too, because both of them, one being a visionary as far as YouTube, and one being a visionary as YouTube and a lot of other aspects of what I consider parts of my life. I looked up to Brant, and I still look up to Brant, and I'm glad that we have so much time where we do work together, and in not just YouTube, but in so many different places we work together, and I look up to him. And then there's Lisa, who introduced me and Brant. Lisa is my Disney connection. Lisa reminds me of all the stuff I was when I was younger, and she doesn't like a lot of the darker stuff. She's more Disney, and Lisa is just the sweetest, nicest, most amazing person I have ever met. And Lisa and Brant, by the way, are engaged together, and Lisa is an amazing person. I think they are like the power couple. They got engaged this year in 2018. I think they are the power couple for 2018. Amazing, both of them. And Lisa is just the sweetest, nicest person. I got lost on a lot of her. She does video. She does comic coloring and flatting, and I got lost in all of her videos when she was coloring Garfield or whatever comic she was coloring. I would get lost in her videos, and that's how Brant and I met. Jay shares the passion I have for Superman and comic books, but times a million. He has the knowledge of anything and everything you can imagine, from comics to media to everything. Jay is something I'd love to be, but I don't even think I can get close to where Jay is as far as his knowledge. I think that I'm getting close to his Superman knowledge, because obviously that's our connection. We love Superman and we're very passionate. He's a little bit further along than me, but I'd like to think one day I might meet him at that knowledge threshold for Superman. But as far as a lot of other things, Jay has a lot of talent and knowledge. He is, if we were talking Green Lanterns, he is the Book of Oa. He has it all, and it's in the palm of his hands, and that's amazing. And those are my video buddies now, my video family. Now there are two other people that I consider part of my family, and actually Dan does do videos. Dan Sin is a person I met at New York Comic Con, and he shared with me his comic book, which I fell in love with, Argo 5. You'll see several behind me. And we became close friends as well. Dan is a giant in height and in muscle. He does drug-free bodybuilding. He has a whole book on it. And he is the gentlest of giants you could ever meet. The sweetest, most kindest person I've met that lives in this area. And at the same, not in Brooklyn, but in this region of my world. He's close to me, but not that close, unfortunately. But Dan is an amazing person. He's an amazing writer, just like Brant, an amazing writer. And I'm so happy that I got to meet him at New York Comic Con, and our friendship has just grown since then. Argo 5 has gone tons of issues further along, and we talk all the time on Facebook, and I consider him, like Brant, like Mike, like Jay, like a brother to me. And I enjoy watching his videos when he does them from time to time. I wish he could do more, but he works hard at his comics, and I admire him for taking everything and putting it, all of his, in everything he has inside of him, into his books. And then there's Nicole DeAndrea, which I met her through Kat. I wanted to get into writing comic reviews, which I quickly realized was not going to happen if I wanted to keep doing videos on YouTube. And she was my editor for a little while. And we became friends, again, really quickly. And unfortunately, I ended up leaving the website that she worked for. But we stayed in contact. And when Comic Frontline made its written site, she was one of the first people I reached out to and said, would you like to write for us? Even if it's one article a week, would you please join us? Because I loved her writing. I actually fell in love with her writing and continued reading her work, even though I left the site. And I knew she'd be perfect for Frontline, and she joined. And she does many articles. She does Kickstarter, and she's amazing. And I'm trying so hard to get her to do YouTube, because I believe that Nicole has talent, like all of us do on Frontline, and I believe that she would be really amazing at videos. And I hope to one day make that video that she watches and she says, I'm inspired enough, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a video. And she did make a video for Kickstarter, though. I will say that. She did make a video for a Kickstarter for her book. And I still hope one day that maybe she'll, even if it's not a comic review, maybe something, I hope that she'll get inspired enough to make her own videos on YouTube, even if they're far and in between. But that was my family that I made during Comic Frontline, and I still talk with them, all of them, each and every week, in a group chat or individually. And now, going back to Dark Avenger C86, well, Chris, you have Dark Avenger C86. Why are you here? What are you doing on this new channel? Why did you create this new channel? I made an update video explaining all that, so I don't want to go into deep detail, but when I created Dark Avenger, this is going to be sappy. When I created Dark Avenger C86, I watched, and still watch, a reviewer called Pete, from Pete's Basement, and I said it early on that my goal was to have a comic review panel, which I did. I did have it after 100. I had my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I had my friend Joe at the time joining myself, and Michael jumped in after 100, and we teamed up in that sense, as well as doing Brooklyn Boys. So we did Brooklyn Boys, and we were doing the comic reviews. Obviously, I say ex-girlfriend, so she ended up leaving, and I feel really horrible watching some of those videos, because we were having such bad stuff going on behind the scenes that I showed on video a little bit more of a jerkish side towards her, and she kind of realized we were doing a video, so I look bad, let's put it that way. Will I delete those videos? No, but I will admit that I look bad. Bad to the point where Brant didn't even want to know me at first, because those were the videos he saw. And I feel bad, I do. But anyway, that we're not here to talk about reviews and acting jerky and whatnot. So, I had a minor panel. Then I created Dark Avenger Inc. and brought in all of these awesome people that are now like family. And we do a live show every single week. And on that live show, we review our 5 favorite books, which it's not all the same 5. We all have different books. So the panel that I worked so hard to build. The whole point of Dark Avenger CA6 was to get that panel that I've always wanted, and I got it. I got it with Comic Frontline. The goal of the reviews were, I never thought about it until recent years that, holy crap, the thing I dreamed about, the thing I've wanted since I started Dark Avenger CA6, I got it. And it's on Comic Frontline. However, my reviews still go on separately from Frontline Live, obviously, and those will be ending as a weekly format very soon. But I feel like I got what my goal was with Dark Avenger CA6 and Comic Frontline. And I don't want to say that I started to lose interest, but Brooklyn Boys was mine and my brother's group channel with our friends. Dark Avenger CA6 is now and will always be a comic review channel. And I wasn't happy anymore, and I couldn't figure out why. And I was getting angry, and, I made promises for more videos. Then I changed my channel. Then I brought it back to a comic review channel, and I wanted to do more, but I knew where the audience for my channel was, and that was only for the comics. And then it just all connected one day. Brooklyn Boys, which is an everything channel, is who I am. I love comic books, but that's not the only thing that defines me. I'm a writer, and speaking of writing, Brant, the person whom I consider a brother, opened up his own comic company, and not only did he help me bring to life a character and a universe I created when I was a kid, he gave me my own imprint. 529 Studio. Brant gave me the ability to share my universe, my character that I created when I was a kid, in comics. And not only that, the best part is, not only am I sharing my universe with the world now thanks to Brant, but Brant's writing it with me. We're taking my old work and we're obviously updating it and upgrading it to the year 2018 and the present day, whether the next issue be 2019, 20, whatever. We are updating all of the series. And Lisa actually played a huge role in issue number 1 because Lisa put in a few really cool things that I love that are staples in this first issue. And again, Brant gave me that. So I'm a writer. And being a writer, I love to create. And not just comics, but I mean, this is Celestial Falcon is, first of all, something I never thought I'd be publishing or making. I'm not publishing it. I never thought would be a comic. Brant's Last Ember Press is publishing it. But it's something that I've always dreamed of. Epic Story over on Brooklyn Boys was something I wrote. I'm a writer. I love to create. And the thing that was frustrating me and I felt holding me back, I was holding myself back, but the channel was a comic review channel. You can't be creative and a reviewer on the same channel and expect your audience to enjoy it. And that's what I was noticing when I was doing stuff outside of the comic review or comic book realm on my channel. Nobody watched because they weren't there for that. And I understand that. But when you see that some videos are getting high views and then you're doing something creative and that video is getting 10 views, 20 views, 5 views, it makes you not want to do it anymore. But at the same time, you want to do it. And that's where I said to myself, as much as I love doing comic reviews, and I still will be doing them, I'm going to lessen that, and I'm going to go back to doing what I love doing, and that's being creative. And like I said before, it started all here on Brooklyn Boys 13, but we are going to be continuing, and ironically with another Sony, but it's continuing and moving forward here on my channel. So what I'm planning to do here, which is where we're going to get into, this channel is the new chapter of my YouTube story. On this channel, I am going to be doing a combination of what we do on Brooklyn Boys, my writing, and all the things that I've wanted to create personally that I've never been able to find a place for. All of that is going to be right here on this channel, along with a ton of other videos and other ideas I have. And that's where we're moving forward with over here, the new chapter. And I hope all of you are as excited as I am, because I'm super excited. And I am more than ready. And I hope you're ready. And for now, this is going to be my channel trailer. And I know I still have to update my channel. Hopefully by the time this video goes live, I will at least have the description of the channel up and some links. I do have Twitter. I have Instagram. I'm not going to change my name all over the place. So Twitter and Instagram, I'm going to be keeping my Dark Avengers C86 brand. But they never were truly only comics. I've had several things on both before. So look forward to some really fun content coming your way soon. I feel like this channel is going to be the definitive channel for me. This is going to define who I am and what I do. And I'm super excited for that. And does that mean it's going to, like I said, nothing is stopping. I will still be doing comic stuff over on Comic Frontline. And I still will be doing stuff with my brother over on Brooklyn Boys 13. So you can look forward to all of that, plus all the new stuff from me right here. Thank you all so much for being here for my first video on this channel. And I hope if you haven't subscribed already, you will, because there is a lot of really awesome stuff to come. And it is coming now. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all really soon.